Well, we're all packed up and ready to leave for the 1999 team selection. And as we were leaving, one of the nice surprises we had was we have some baby fish in the pond. Now, I've been trying to find them for a while, but with the camera, as soon as they see the camera, they swim away. But by the time we get back, I hope they're going to be a lot bigger. Well, it looks like the drought is finally over in our backyard. The flowers are back to blooming regularly. We went about 2 months without water this summer. And one of the things that we were limited to, it took me a little while to make the final decision as to whether I was going to take the I-beam Spitfire or Strega. Well, we're going to be leaving, as we always do, right from the team trials for our vacation in Vermont for 2 weeks. And I really didn't want to have that plane. I call it the whole waiting to happen. Sitting in the back there for 2 weeks with the sun baking. So I decided to fly Strega. I've done a pretty good preparation for it. And I hope we're going to be competitive, hope we're going to have a good contest, and hope most of all we're going to have a lot of fun. Always the key thing. Well, we started this day off with a bang. We just missed an exit where we could have backed up. There's a tremendous accident according to the CB. 4 people were killed, 2 trailer trucks are flipped over, and we're sitting here for 4 hours. Blue Mountain Tunnel. Now, we should have been here around 8 o'clock this morning, and instead it's almost 1 o'clock. Thanks to the beautiful accident. Several people killed. It was on all the radio stations. They had the road shut both ways. There goes a day of team trials practice. At least it's a pleasant traveling day through the beautiful mountains of Pennsylvania. Nice advantage of the trip. Not only was there a terrible accident, really tragic, but I think the whole state of Pennsylvania, they have the roads ripped up. Look at, they're even ripping up the side of the roads. Look at this. The whole ride is 1 lane. You cannot believe the kind of trip this has been. This is the 3rd major accident. This is turning into a 20-hour trip. We're not even going to be there before dark. Unbelievable. This guy up in front of us is smoking, looks like he's on fire. We've seen 1 really bad accident where people were killed, and at least 3 other accidents that just tied us up. 1 car even burned to the ground. It's just been an unbelievable trip. We're going to be laughing about this tomorrow, but we had to get off the interstate. We got in the back roads of Indiana. We're totally lost. This is going to be a 20-hour trip by the time we get here. We take a road, there's no signs. There's not 1 sign in the state of Indiana where you are or how far it is to where you want to go. The only thing good about the whole day, it's like a Dances with Wolves sunset here. Well, I hope I can laugh about this tomorrow. Actually saw a sign for Green Bay, Wisconsin. Oh, we are so lost. It's unbelievable. Never go to Indiana without a map, without a farm tractor. Oh, God. This has turned out to be a 25-hour ride. Now, it's Thursday morning, and already it looks like it's going to be a cooker of a day. Very hot, the slightest hint of a breeze. One of the legends of the event, one of the legends of the event. And what unfortunately happened today is we really didn't get to shoot any video. We were doing some tests with the various pipe prototypes that we had made and changing things around, trying to get the prop pitch right, and really didn't have any spare time to video. And now we come out, it's Thursday night, and you're flying right into the sun. It's almost hopeless to try to shoot any video. But we will be hoping we can get back here early in the morning. We have our stooge. We were the first one here this morning. Got about 6 real good flights. Air is real nice and cool in the morning, and right about now it's about 97, I think. It's really hot. Usually the first step on any tuning day is getting these crops fixed. I've done 3 of them today, and it looks like we've settled in on the one we're going to use, at least to start tomorrow with. Frank's named Brodat Finish, all Brodat Finish, refinish. Second place at the Nats, beautiful flying fan, beautiful finish, very colorful. Bob Hunt Geo Ring. Really nice nose on it, love that nose on it. This is the Indiana Hells Angels, and we've come to steal your women. Hey, we got lost in Indiana. There is not one street sign in Indiana. You can't believe it. You get lost in farm country here. City boy like me. Well, we can't shoot into the sun here, but we can shoot from our circle down without having a problem with the sun. But we're not going to shoot a lot of video tonight, just get a little flavor of the action. Looks like almost everybody's here. The usual suspects. John Davis is down there. Alan Goff, who, believe it or not, now cool things, his boss built him a flying field. Where were these bosses when I was a slave? Flying field, flying in the Ford parking lot, we'll fire you. Well, Alan, well, you lucked out, baby. Anyway, after the ordeal of getting here yesterday, I still can't believe I lived through that. Ted and David both down there flying well. David right off the Nats victory. Had a couple of the judges, I don't know who, a couple of the judges have not been able to make it. Let's see, we can hardly see who else is down here. But we usually get this last hour of the day where you do get some decent air for flying. Paul is down on the back circle there. And we hope the weather's going to hold and we'll get a productive day tomorrow. And Saturday starts the contest. A really nice stun heaven day all day for day one. We're off to the Outback. Hey, I guess we're the last ones here. We were the first ones here this morning and the last ones to leave. How boring. See you in the morning. Now for the second day in a row, we finally got sleepy here. Got them awake. We're the first one on the field again, 2 days in a row. I have no idea if that's going to be a benefit since the air is totally dead, but what we want to do is just shoot a couple of flights so we can go back to the room later, look at them, get an idea where we stand as far as having the major geometry problems that we want to start working on. Stan Powell and Dave Hemstraw. Over here, it's Friday morning, the air is just perfect. We got a couple of practice flights in, changing up prop pitch and trying to make some semblance of getting things ready here. By the end of today, we hope we'll have something, a reasonable presentation anyway. just couldn't ask for nicer weather. This is really a surprise. Right on the verge of just not having enough air here. It goes back and forth from having enough to not having enough where you're going through your own weight. That was one of our practice flights that we just wanted to play back and look at. Too slow, a lot on the slow side. So we're going to change the pitch in the prop, and or just run the motor a little harder. Next up is going to be, and he's on our circle, so we'll get at least to watch him part of this session. Dave Hemstraw, Moncks Corner, Iowa. South Carolina. Sadly lost part of that flight trying to find a position, but the wind is moving and we're really not going to be able to use the camera the way we wanted to, so we could just get the good geometry angles. We're limited by, you can't put the camera back in the cornfield here. Anyway, we missed a major part of Dave's practice flight. while fooling around crop pitching sites. You want to get this is Kurt Contrada on a practice light, and this is one of the years that he's really come a long way. Now, because we missed Kurt Contrada's morning flight, we're going to give him the respect he's due as a hard-working young man. His wife Sandy is downwind acting as a coach, I guess. Everybody over here is changing zip ties and pipes and crops and toothpaste and underarm deodorant. Anyway, this is Kurt's F2B ship that looks, we haven't looked at it real close yet. Clear finish. He said to me before that he thought it was getting a little heavy. Kurt, I'm getting heavy. Anyway, it's roast-o-matic out here. The second day of roasting. You can already hold the video camera, it's so hot. We're going to have a short pilot's meeting, a way to plane, which is usually a lot of fun, by the way. Little episode of Way to Plane. Last year that turned out to be the highlight of the team trial. The breeze feels so good when it's this hot. It's so nice when you're in a nice air-conditioned, cool shop or the snow is blowing outside and you whip out your video of the good old flying day when it was really hot like today. You'll be watching this one over and over. Funny there, Kate, baby. You got John Sunderland just arriving on the back circle by the paddock. Real quick body English going on here, John. Rich getting ready to fire up after a little maintenance. Anybody want a funny story? Ask Bill why they call him Steve-Ball. Why did they call me Steve-Ball? I'm not the Steve-Ball. Going through an air here as the air moves around. That's what we've been experiencing for basically the whole day. Kind of puffy little air spots. Randy Smith some of his body English. With the air moving around like this, it's hard to get whole flights. Plus what's nice, now the sun is right in your eyes. Oh, we're getting all the advantages today. You know it? Okay, my man. You're an honest man. You'll go far in life. Look at this. Mover returns the tape. All right, you got that all patched up now? After it breaks again, that'll be... One of you guys is going to France, you better take plenty of tape. Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah, that's good. You just want to make sure at the end of every plane, wipe the plane down and look to see that it's not coming off. There's an open circle if you want to fly. On the moon, you drop down. It's almost 4 o'clock? Oh, okay. On the 4? Oh, we're going to go way to planes. Oh, how we love the sun in our eyes. Hey, Contrada. I'm trying to make Randy a movie star now that he has bleached hair and a Japanese hairdo. He fits the motif of the American stunt flyer. Are you sure it's 4 o'clock and not 3 o'clock like Indiana time? You're on now? Cool. Yeah, because my wife still has her watch on the other time. She says, oh, wait. Oh, okay. Yeah. Right, so as soon as you get in Indiana, you're in this waffle time or whatever we're in right now. I know. Now compare the fluid body movements of a youthful, in his prime, Kurt Contrada. You can learn so much just from watching people, their body English, how they get a little extra leverage, a little extra tension in spots. Always something you can pick up from the top flyers. good movement. Look at any of the top flyers, they all have good tricks of their own to share with you.
Dan?
Yeah, it's good. He's down here. Who we got?
You need to put something on there, that's gonna bend up an airplane.
Dan, did you show me an FAR or did you pay me?
I showed you.
Okay. Cannot remember.
Don't just tell me, show me.
There's two bricks on there.
Kurt. Dave is already paid.
You can wait on that one. He says his is lighter than yours, we're gonna find out in about a minute. It's, I know it ain't. And there's more than a minute difference. What happened?
Put it on there again.
Put it on there, Bob. Yeah, that would be 65.
Yeah, 4 pounds plus 3 ounces.
67?
67.
What for a lower spot? Let's see what that,
This one is 68. No wonder it was. You need any documentation from me? I brought everything that was when you send me copies of it. Stamp. No, I entered yesterday. You don't know if she got it. That's 60. You there?
Nobody believed me. Whether we lost me.
6 square.
I told him. When you believe it,
You're around.
I'll never be square. That's 54.
This ain't comfortable.
48, 52, no, 56. Woo! Bravo, Dave.
Not your can of
You put these on the edge.
I can help her.
52, I'd say. 52?
Well, weight penalty here. We're to stick on weights. I think he took the tip weight out.
Yeah.
That's better.
Each one is 4 ounces, 48 plus 2 is 52.
It is 3 ounces. Took the water ballast out?
You can put the engine back.
What is that?
Get another weight. 67, that's the record of the left. Yours is as heavy as this kind of piece of
Yeah.
Let's get a sponsor.
Diet 7 up gonna make it lighter.
Sponsor.
3 ounces short of 4 pounds, 61, right?
Thank you, thank you.
Take the run, I think.
Take the 7-Up can off of it.
Yeah, the refreshments count.
You know what? We didn't do it. I thought that's what we do.
Slide that rascal on there.
You have a strange message.
Oh, I always have those. Yeah.
I can read your thread on ours. And Dad registered. I didn't know you. So I'm gonna hit Reggie right up the top.
Robert, we need to see your AMA and your FAI stamp. That's 3240.
If you want to show them the mail.
And I know
All right, thank you. Yep, you've got them too, okay.
Okay.
Rob, we need the number.
551, of which, AMA?
AMA.
551. Well, they may want another time.
It's gone now.
What's that?
I said it's gone now.
Oh, yeah.
Can I have the card through his last name? I'm sorry. She thought she had it written down. That's all. Thanks.
What's John's way, about 30 ounces?
40.
40? Yeah. 65.
It's probably with all that tape we put on there today. We had 10 ounces or so.
To what?
Get that thing up, Rob. It doesn't weigh anything. Who builds this thing? So goddamn light. You picked up maxed up on
That's 22 ounces of motor. Well, let's take it back. As soon as they get the Clouds meeting done, we can...
What is he, Green? 63. I can bring Randy, right? You put him on the you got all 8 parts? This is the way. I'll see. Hey, win. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I remember this weekend. I worry about staying there. Oh, that much weight. For some. I understand this. Yeah, I understand.
It's only got 63. Something odd pages. And it's kind of a little bit bigger. I think I can check.
They're looking for the list.
Well, I gotta do a review on it.
What was it, Randy? 63. Popular weight. Push it up more. Are you sure that's all right? Still reading? What's that one that goes right to 63?
Is he waiting already?
It's been early. And he weighed in yet. They're thinking in the end. That's awesome. He's gonna hurt your feelings. 48, 56. He's still taking bullets out. 57. Where's it? I've had wheel fans to wait.
You ran a car in a while.
Okay.
It looks like I'm gonna be the overall plate champion. Good job, boy. Nobody.
Like I said, we got 2 extra chairs, and Stan and Dave brought theirs. We're set. We'll get everybody seated. We don't have a very big cooler, but we got a little one that we can get, so we can get some drinks out here.
64.
64, Frank. I read about the magazine, how light this guy.
And that's without the real wheels. Really puts the real wheels on that.
All right. See, I want their advantages.
Well, here we go.
There's the real wheel. Here's the real wheel. He's got all the clay on it out here. Oh,
That's not typical, that's a popular.
didn't fit. 52.
52. Same with mine is. Right here.
Well, you're refinished.
Yeah, that's it. 63. Okay. You know what mine weighed, don't you? Okay, what did it?
Say it out loud.
61. Oh, 61.
Beat you, David.
Yeah. The last time I had to listen to those, oh my God. We'll talk about that once I lay flat.
41.
2 hours.
I took 2.
52 to 45. Yeah, I know. I regret it.
It was gonna be nice. You crash?
Oh, never mind.
Okay, before you guys get away, I need 3 more volunteers to fly in front of the judges tonight. If I don't get 3 volunteers, we're going to draw by random, which is what it says to do in the rules. So,
Come on,
I
guys.
start tearing up pieces of paper if I was you. We can do that.
We've already
Be happy to, we'd be just proud to do that.
Where are ours?
We got those 10 pieces.
Here's a nice one. 48.
56. 56. Check that. You read it back.
I'm sorry.
No, this one was never a 62. You just later when you're not upside down.
Still conscious of a healing.
It just got lighter, Warren. Look out.
Drained it out, Bob.
67.
67?
I'm annoyed that I'm having to eat.
Much lighter than me. Right now, 66. It's a single man difference.
Everybody here knows it's 67. In 2 years, I'm gonna bring you guys a nice digital scale that you can do.
Who's missing besides me?
Windfall.
Where's Windfall?
I haven't seen wind. You're still asleep.
Probably.
You see a motto? When he comes, he's a volunteer to fly, right? I think he's probably the first volunteer. Volunteer, right? We have a card here, a get well card for Bob Lampione. He continues to abuse his body, so he went back into the hospital to get some veins cleaned out again. So we'd like to get signatures and wish him well, so we can get this out. So by all means, why don't we do it over here? It's dry over here.
Randy just bought the world's most expensive pair of sunglasses. We're going to see if it improves his flying. And if it does, there'll be a run on sunglasses tonight.
Need a stick? Yeah.
Why don't you launch him? I'll go watch him. Turnabout's fair play.
Long before they have a pilot meeting.
word around this combat flyer. Just blow the whistle.
You flying helicopters, right?
Biggest run on the waterfront I've seen yet.
I think things are pretty well under control. The only concern that I had heard from some pilots were regarding the fact that the sporting code shows that the identifier, the national identifier, had been in, as in Muncie. The identifier today is USA. And I guess they, had been advised that the FAI has done that with full-scale aircraft as well, so the N numbers will disappear from full-size aircraft to be replaced by USA, as I'm told. However, for this particular contest, since most of the airplanes have been constructed prior to that change, and that's not really true because that was in the book for 1997. And we didn't enforce it then, and I am not terribly concerned about enforcing that particular aspect of the rules for this year, as I don't think it's going to have much effect on the way you fly and who's going to go in France. So as far as I am concerned, there need to be 3 airplanes that are identified here that we are accepting volunteers for tomorrow morning. At this point, I have 1 volunteer. If I don't get another volunteer, I will do as I did this afternoon, and that's choose at random. By the way, the random winners for this afternoon were Bob Gieske and Bill Rich.
See, Bill?
And Bill, that's the reward you get for volunteering to prank in front of the judges so many other times. I don't know how that worked out. The flight order for the first round has been posted, and subsequent flight orders for the rest of the flying tomorrow for rounds 2, 3, and 4 will be posted outside of room. I need 1 volunteer for the morning. If I don't, 7 o'clock. He's doing that to you, sir. 5 ounces for 4 years. But he lies, as he said last year. With the Spitfire.
Who's keeping track?
But the record has been taken over by Windfall. His airplane comes out at a very svelte 70 ounces, which is borderline for being a real pull tester. I'm glad that we didn't have to do that, and I'm glad we didn't have to do it last year as well. I think that's a severe test, but by the same token, the airplane doesn't need to really weigh 71 ounces. Okay. The course will fly on Sunday, as well as the junior flyers will also fly on Sunday. And the juniors and the senior flyers will fly concurrently on Sunday. That is, I believe, all I have. Are there any questions? Yeah, Bill?
Where did the lucky ones get to warm the judges today?
Circle 4.
Circle 4 today, and we'll use it tomorrow, and we'll use it Sunday. And on Sunday, it'll be number 11 and 12 we'll have the pleasure. We won't even have to draft anything.
Okay, the chief judge has just had himself a meeting with judges. I do want to point out that we've got a complement of 10 judges, and it got very tight at the end, so those, I don't know where the rumor goes around that judges are easy to find, because personal problems come up late, and there are cancellations, and people can't make it. So the judges that we have here, I certainly have full confidence in, and you will as well, because that's who you have. Tabulation, we're doing, this is Shireen's first year at this particular system, and despite the fact that Dave Cook says it's eminently user-friendly, Shireen doesn't quite agree with that. And but fortunately, Kirk and Charlie's wife, I believe Sandy?
Yes.
Is that correct? She is going to do backup with a manual system on the calculator.
She's got it down.
It's not a pad, it burns up paper like gangbusters, but it works. I don't know that we will start out keeping right up with you, but I guarantee you that it will be several 100% better than what you will find next year in France. But we will, I'm sure, be within 3 or 4 flights and having to post the scores posted. It may take us a while to get rolling, but as I say, I think things are going to work very well. The prognostication for the weather is very good. So let the best 3 people win, or actually best 4 because we have a junior as well. And that, I think, is going to be a real dogfight as well. Gary, judging.
Yeah, just,
Excuse me. Are there any other questions regarding the
Yes, safety thongs.
safety thong? What's a safety thong?
Excellent answer.
No, you do not need a safety thong for FAI. And this is an FAI contest.
Is it required on AMA property, though?
No, sir, it wasn't last time, and it will not be this time. Any other questions? Okay, as far as I'm concerned, good luck to you. Mr. McClay,
We're gonna study time for juniors and seniors, when they, I presume the opening starts at 8 o'clock.
we are seniors.
Yeah, you are.
You are senior for FAI, yeah. Senior and
Opens like what they do with your casket.
close it, that's what they do to your gas.
So let the people walk by. And then they...
Okay, Gary.
This is in the book now. I was going to read it off my notes, but I'll do it right here. And I don't know how many of you have looked at this thing. Everybody last year said they'd never seen it before, but in fact it has been out. Now it's been out for 2.5 years. Judge's position, and this is different from what came out in Wynn's mail out letter, but it says, Judge's position. The panel of judges shall be placed according to the pilot's direction given prior to the start of his flight. That means when Buck comes out there, he says, I want you guys there. And there is where we stay. They shall remain in this position even if the wind changes. Judges operate side by side with a distance great enough to prevent distraction. That's not particularly important.
Can we space them around a circle?
No, sir. Just so you understand. Put the judges where you want them, and we're not going to go anyplace. We're going to go where we think we ought to be if you don't tell us where you want us. Okay? So pay attention to it.
Does that mean you gotta find your maneuvers there, or you can find whatever you want?
Let me put it this way. If you want to be scored well for your maneuvers, you got to put them where we can see them. And that means right there, right? I'm the judge. Wind is the airplane. You got to put them right where wind is. Whether the wind is blowing this way, that way, or right at me. Okay, that's how they do it in the world, and that's how we're going to do it.
Remember that when you watch the World Champ videos next time.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, yes. That's the rules, okay?
We can't point to, even though we want to do the next.
No. You can do anything you want. You can point over there. You ain't gonna move. You go ahead, point as much as you want. But don't expect any of these.
Wait a minute, you say you won't judge maneuver if you fly.
I didn't say I wouldn't judge it. I just said I wouldn't score it well. If I can't see it, then you're not gonna get a 10 on it.
But you just said something I didn't like to say. You said you're not going to score it well. Does that mean you're not going to do your very best?
You're going to do your absolute best, but if you're looking at something that's 90 degrees from you, it's hard to tell what the shape's. You can't score something you can't see. Yeah. No, I don't mean to be a hard ass at it, but that's what the rules say. That's where we're going to. Well,
That's life, it is a rule.
you know, that's a rule. This was just put in, so.
No, it was put in 1997.
97.
These rules were all written in January '97. They haven't been haven't been changed. And that there are a lot of these rules that are not necessarily what we feel to be right or correct, but the USA, big wonderful country that it is, only has one vote. And the judges over there don't move. And keep in mind too that over there, how many fights do they judge in one day?
Varies 60 or so.
You know what happens to your brain when you judge 60 flights?
Yeah, this was a point that David and Paul Walker both mentioned. That if you're going to represent the team, you're going to have to be able to go by these rules for U.S. is what I'm talking about. And that's how they do it over there, so that's how we're going to do it here. Not trying to be a hard ass. Okay, definition of attempt. There is an attempt when the air model does not become airborne within 3 minutes of the starting signal. Okay, or the competitor does not enter the circle within 2 minutes of being called to fly. So the other guy leaves the circle, you should be on the circle to fly for 2 minutes. So we want this thing to run rather rapidly. The number of attempts. Each competitor is entitled to 2 attempts for each official flight. I'm not going to read this whole damn thing, just a couple of points. After the first attempt, the competitor is entitled to make his second attempt immediately. In other words, if you can't get the motor started, but now it's ready to go, and you want another attempt, that's your prerogative. So you can do it immediately, but if he leaves the circle, he shall be called to make his second attempt in the first working period after 30 minutes has elapsed. Okay, is that clear to everybody? So you call an attempt because you didn't get it started. You're ready to go while you're still on the circle. You say, I want to take my second attempt. Go for it. Okay?
When is the flight official?
When is the flight official? Definition of official flight. A flight is official when the model becomes airborne. Okay? Comes off.
Can't wave it off.
Yeah, it's just like going over there. You can wave it off, but it's still official.
You might as well do as much as you can. You can ground run for 8 minutes, you don't have to make it official.
Yeah. Okay, now this next point is a little bit chicken shit. So pay attention. Execution of maneuvers, because it gets into a lot of things. Maneuvers must be executed in the order listed. We understand that. Between the end of one maneuver and the start of the next must be a minimum of 1.5 laps. Okay? The competitor may attempt a maneuver only once in any one flight. So you skip your triangles here. You can do it at the end of the flight, but you're not going to get scored. Okay? So
You keep looking at me when you explain that.
You're a free-made guy out here, forgets that. Actually, I'm looking at Bob, but he's trying to ignore me. The competitor must complete the flight program within 7 minutes, including the takeoff and landing. And the landing is over when the model stops. It doesn't say that here, but it says it a little further back. Okay. The 7-minute commences when the participant gives a hand signal prior to his starting the motor. Now this is something we haven't really enforced, I don't think, before, but we want to enforce this time. But not later than 3 minutes from the time he enters the circle. You go on the circle, you've got 3 minutes to get ready. So I would suggest that you be ready to go when you go on the circle. You don't need to fuel your tank unless you can do it in less than 3 minutes. Is everybody, we had that discussion with the Jesuit meetings, who are competitive. We all understand what it says here.
You gonna have a timer to do that?
The guy who's the chief judge on the circle, myself or he, will be done.
That's 2 minutes to get in the circle or 3 minutes?
2 minutes to get out of the circle after the guy leaves. Now this is assuming that everything's running. If the guy crashes or something like that, then certainly you jump more time. Then once you're on the circle, you've got 3 minutes.
What's the definition of on the circle?
You cross in the circle.
That's every crowd that your hand is laid down in the center, or?
That's the way you want it?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you're on the circle, let's say the airplane's down, my hand is down. 3 minutes.
3 minutes includes the 1 minute of
starting time is 3 minutes to start.
No, not, we got 3 minutes here.
No,
In other words, he must not leave it in 3 minutes. In other words, his 7-minute starts.
Yeah. So if you go back, if you don't get started, or if you're not released prior to the 3 minutes, your 7 minutes gets smaller.
We're still, the minute start, I mean, you have to start within the 3 minutes. Yes.
Otherwise, you don't have a full 7 minutes.
Okay, so you know, from the time guy leaves the circle, you got 5 minutes before you got it.
Signal. You got a signal within.
That's the time you have to leave the ground.
Time out, go ahead.
Okay, let's start over on this. 1, you have 2 minutes to get on the circle. After the circle is ready for you to get on, you have 2 minutes to get yourself on the circle. After your handle and airplane's been laid down, there's a 3-minute clock that starts. And if you haven't signaled to start your engine at the end of that 3 minutes, you're given an attempt. Then, once you signal, given that you have given the signal within that 3-minute period, you have 1 minute to get your airplane airborne, to get your takeoff points. You have 3 minutes. Starting point for takeoff. So you have 3 minutes to get the airplane airborne, or else then it ends the stall.
Moving right along. Can I ask you one question? Yes, sir. Backing up a little bit. Said 1.5 laps. Between those, that means you don't have to go 2.5 before you start your work. I mean, your 1.5 laps.
You are correct. And only 4.5 after releasing them up. You can go 2.5, we don't require it.
1.5 is minimum. Minimum.
Oh, at a pilots meeting, it gets drawn out. They always argue the same points over and over again. Anyway, it looks like we got about another hour to practice. So we're going to head out for what I hope is going to be a decent meal. Tea, huh? It's handy. You don't have to crawl around on the ground like me. Okay, the judges' meeting is underway here. They're discussing the ramifications of Bill's flight. Waiting for Gieske to go up next.
Well, I tell you,
Last night,
this thing won't run 7 minutes. No.
Amazing to watch the various startup routine. Everybody's got their own little routine, their own little tweaks and talks and chirps and year with the sun. You always have to be careful, so you have to avoid facing the camera into the sun. It's a problem. Anyway, we try to get as many people as we can, of course. It's never any guarantee we're going to get everybody. And during the real finals tomorrow, we'll try to get as many as we can. See if we move any more, we'll be right in the sun. The sun is really, that's funny, Randy went and bought $60 sunglasses. It's kind of cool. See if we can sneak just a little more into the sun here. We're not losing a lot of Matt's flight. Dan, did you guys bring any nitro? Did you guys bring any nitro? Find somebody with nitro to spike one of those gallons of fuel. Just heat would be a good idea. Who? He went to a hobby store to get helicopter fuel. Really? Helicopter fuel is usually high nitro. Oh, we'll duct tape him to a pole and take his fuel. Hard to get the flight accurate with the sun. You have to, I can miss very little of it here. On the back circle, windfall. It's hard. We're so restricted by where you can put the camera. It's difficult. And we try to get everybody. Hey, don't forget, I got your heat gun. No, we got enough fade outs here. I'm looking to buy some if you got any. I'm going to be out by tomorrow afternoon.
I was going to say, if you had some, I was going to buy a gallon for you.
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't bring enough 10. I brought enough 5.
Okay.
Find somebody got some nitro. You got nitro, I'll spike. Remember where Bob is? Don't leave him here. Don't leave home without him.
Kiss the girl with the red hat.
Wendy,
Yes.
it's official that you got to have USA on the
Yeah, next cycle.
Yeah.
Next cycle.
25 millimeters.
Oh no, I thought he needed something.
He's going over and flying over there. He's going to fly over there because
Oh, they're still warming up the dredges. He's over. Oh, Red Fox over there.
early is going to be, you got to find a spot because there's going to be hardly no wind that first early flight.
Yep.
So make sure you find a spot that's going to be...
You gotta watch the guys ahead of us and get some idea where the wind is, where it's gonna be. It'll be fun. Either way, it'll be a thrill. Even the judges have to look right into the sun on every maneuver here. Headache-ville.
Same size, same jig, same wood. 11 ounces more.
Yeah, I know, that's unbelievable. We're starting to wind down. This is probably going to be the end of this tape. We'll start a fresh tape tomorrow when the competition begins. The sun is starting to set. One of the best parts of this whole contest, ordering acts, is just standing around at night, the last hour or so of the day while it gets cool. You can actually even kneel on the runway, cajoling and hanging out and trying to come up with some cute joke that you can't remember the punchline to. Anyway, we've had 2 full days of this now. Really good and hot, good and sunburn, and tomorrow the contest starts. So. We got room on a tape for one last flight here before we head out. It's going to be Mr. Matt Newman, who has really made a lot of progress in the last few years. We want to congratulate him. This plane seems to be his best, and he's got his little cottage industry business going quite well. And if you like to chat with somebody on email, hey, type away, man. And the latest wind shift is away from the sun, so maybe we can get a decent flight from that here. Give him a little look at his geometry. See where everything we're doing with maneuvers here. course they are. What do they do, press you into service? Yeah. Jeez, they gotta reach that out of you every time, huh? How's Zim feeling? You feeling better, or? Huh? Zim, you feeling? Doing well. No, Zimmer. Oh, Zimmer? Sharon, I know, is in big trouble. He's got problems with his diseases. Zimmer's okay. I think he's realized the fact that he'll never fly a toy airplane again. There are worse things in life. Being dead. Yep, I was thinking of that as comparison number one for the sales pitch. Being quadriplegic. Oh, I'm blind. I could think of a lot worse things. Yeah. Not living in a country with flush toilets. Any country. Living in Antarctica. Yeah. Being a penguin. Yeah, he's a good guy. His wife sends me this stuff for my gray hair. I keep trying to tell her I don't have gray hair. Doris. I like being gray. Yeah, he sent me your, You guys got a set of those Nats tapes, don't you? Somebody out there.
End of 2 really nice days. We'll see you on the next tape.
Now this morning we decided, instead of going back to the field in Muncie, one of the things a lot of people don't know, we're at the end of this tape, you only have to fill in a minute or two, is that Muncie is best known for its wine country. The wine country of Muncie is the finest wines in the world come from Muncie, Indiana first, and Italy second. And if you take a look around at some of these vineyards, absolutely beautiful. You would have no idea. See, I never knew until you come out to Muncie. These wines are being grown right on the AMA property. Now, little known secret, Dave Brown, president of the AMA, derives about 1/3 of his income from crushing grapes in the off-season. First he writes his column about how great everything is going with the AMA. Then he comes out here to the vineyards. And I look at the beautiful rolling hills of Muncie, Indiana, the vineyards, the grapes. Just hard to believe this could all be so close to home, right near the AMA site. Yeah, a lot of people think, Windy, him and his Brodak dope. Look at it, somebody just took a shot at me. All he'll ever amount to is just a guy with Brodak dope finishes. Look at these grapes. Let me tell you, Muncie, Indiana wine. Next time you're in a wine store, next time you talk to a wino, see a wino laying in the street, no money for food or anything. Hey, a couple bottles of wine. Look at the label on that Muncie wine. Muncie Chardonnay is absolutely one of the best you'll ever find. And I mean, these vineyards are just beautiful. Just absolutely spectacular. They've converted this cow barn. Actually, it was a Muncie cow barn. I'd like to have this for a machine shop. I'd like to have anything from, I'd like to have this barn here for a machine shop. Anyway, we're going to take a little tour here before we head back out to the field. Take a look at what's going on here in wine country, Muncie, Indiana. Well, you think they only grow wine in California? Actually, this is a secret income producer for the AMA. They own 40 acres of great wine-producing grapes, 10 vineyards. Oh, I'm telling you, this is a beautiful place. See, a lot of guys go to the team trials, don't even know about this. One of the best-kept secrets of the AMA. See, the secret of the AMA is they put this electric fence up so people on the edge of our property, they don't know that right over the other side of the electric fence is the Muncie Winery of Ernest and Steve DeJulia. Look at this winery. Holy mackerel. I guess even his horse is sworn to secrecy. We give him a bottle of wine every night. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell those model plane guys where the wine is being made. And if they tell you we're going to get an AMA dues increase, forget it. Just tell them jack the price of the wine up. Now imagine you need a few extra cubic feet to build your next model in. Well, no problemo. The AMA is going to turn this building into a workshop for people that retire. Well, they're going to take more shots at me. Once you retire, if you've been an AMA member for more than 10 years, you can just move in, you can live in the cellar of this building and use the whole upper floor to build models. You'll be able to build more models than Wendy. Right outside the paddock, just go north, right off the paddock. Now there's probably 8 gazillion grapes here. Why don't they say anything if you just reached over and took some grapes? Vineyard City, Muncie, Indiana. Rip up some of these vineyards and put in a few more flying circles. It's right down this road where they have the pylon racing. We were here before, so a lot of people drinking wine. I can't believe there's this many grapes on AMA property. This must generate more money than the magazine. Wow. The AMA Vineyards, what a prize. Boy, you get off the beaten path a little, just take one wrong turn out in that cornfield and it turns into a vineyard. More electric fence. Wow, they really don't want you to know about this place. This is really secret stuff. You only see this on windy videos. The new AMA headquarters they're building right behind the old AMA headquarters in Muncie. Look at this. Nice building.
When I kissed my gal goodnight.
Yeah, this Muncie, Indiana. This is just some special place. There's just antique cars, RC planes. Beautiful downtown Muncie. Tomorrow at the team trails, we'll just forget all about this. It'll be like it never happened, like we never went back down into Muncie.